Good morning. I am Thina Berry, and I will be your service coordinator this morning. Jesse is your Zoom host, and Sandy is at GNUC lighting candles for us. We are really glad that you are here with us today. If you're a visitor, we're especially happy to see you. Please visit nashvilleuu.org/guestbook to sign up for our newsletter. We are especially glad to welcome a guest speaker who is new to our congregation, but not to Nashville. Imam Ossama, we're so happy to have you with us today. Imam Ossama has graciously agreed to stay on after the service for a question and answer session. In fact, he said, please let them know that they may feel free to ask any questions without limitation. Thank you so much for that. I'm very much looking forward to your message today, Imam. And now, let us worship together. Our chalice lighting words are from Arundhati Roy. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. Although we are still physically distancing, know that GNUC is here to support you. Reach out to our minister, Reverend Cynthia Kane, by email at cyncane@gnuuc.org or cell phone at 859-221-3034. It feels like we need a special pandemic covenant. Something like we covenant to wear our masks when we leave our homes, to reach out to each other in both joy and sorrow, and to cherish the hope of our future time together in person. But when it comes down to it, all those ideas are already embedded in the covenant that we whisper with reverence each week. Please join me in it now. We covenant together to make a welcoming community, to walk together in the way of truth and love, to seek the life of the Spirit as it is known by each person, to support each other in thought, word, and deed as we work to build a better world. We hearken back to our recent history with one of gathering hymns from when we were together in the sanctuary. It may feel difficult to rejoice lately, but let's sing out with gusto and even stand if you are so inclined. Please join me in singing Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. hope you feel like you're welcome to enter, rejoice, and commend. I know in my house, we sang very loudly. I mean, I did. Our Share the Plate organization in November is Room in the Inn. Their program provides safe shelter, warm meals, and fellowship for our neighbors struggling with homelessness during the winter. The pandemic has affected all our lives in so many ways, not the least of which is we will not be hosting for Room in the Inn this year because of the dangers of spreading COVID. In addition, the pandemic will be increasing homelessness and threatening the health of the homeless. Room in the Inn can use our financial support all the more this year. Please give generously. As you see on the screen, there are multiple ways to support Room in the Inn, as well as GNUC. Thank you for your generosity, as always. And now, let us take a collective deep breath. I have a reading for you to ponder. Then we'll have a minute of silence and then of music to refresh. A meditation from Buddhism. It is written in Mahayana Buddhism that the way is not one of turning away from the world, but of overcoming it through growing toward knowledge, through active love toward one's fellow beings, through inner participation in the joys and sufferings of others, and equanimity with regard to one's own weal and woe. May we strive more and more toward life, particularly toward that which we would rather turn away from. I am so happy to introduce Imam Ossama Bahloul. Imam Ossama Bahloul, Ph.D., the resident scholar of the Islamic Center of Nashville, comes to Nashville with a wealth of experience and knowledge. Imam Ossama is a graduate of the renowned Al-Azhar University in Cairo, Egypt, where he earned his BA in Islamic Studies, as well as his master's degree and ultimately his PhD. Dr. Bahloul completed his PhD in comparative religions. Dr. Ossama's passion in comparative religions was fueled over 16 years of experience in interfaith dialogue and numerous public corroborations with both Muslim organizations and religious leaders from other faiths. As an imam, Dr. Ossama has gained knowledge, experience, and insight in guiding community members to achieve their Islamic educational and spiritual goals. Prior to his tenure at the Islamic Center of Nashville, Dr. Ossama was the Imam at the Islamic Center of Murfreesboro, where he led and supported the community through severe Islamophobia attacks while building the only mosque in Murfreesboro. Above all, our guest today is a devoted and loving husband to his wife Ivy and a caring, compassionate father to his three beautiful children, Jana, Adam, and Nora. Imam Ossama, thank you so much for being with us
You are
today.
welcome. Well, thank you very much for the invitation, and I'm really delighted to be with you all today. The concept of worshiping and the getting together, regardless of the faith that you have, when going to a mosque on Friday or Friday night in a synagogue or a church on Sunday, or any time really, the concept of worshiping is maintaining a relationship with a higher power. And when you turn it to the point of believing in a higher power, one of the main purpose for it is really to seek discomfort while you feel secure. I remember traveling to my father, and when I was young, and I always felt good because I thought back then my father can protect me from anything. He was this high power in my eyes when I was very young, an experience we all go through. Well, God is the absolute high power, and by having a good relationship with God, I feel that we can reach a level of comfort because there is a wisdom. We believe in the wisdom of Him. Then everything really has a good side. I even through a pandemic, while people are staying home, I see the benefit of us being able to reach out to people we couldn't reach out otherwise. One of the very senior member of the Islamic Center said this to me when we start having the service over the internet. He said I couldn't go to the mosque, to the Islamic Center because of my illness, and the God brought the Islamic Center to me. I was really excited and happy about it. That you know what, he felt that it was working for him. It taught each member of the community to use Zoom, and we are all zoomed out. And it gave us an opportunity to speak with each other without any, the distance does not exist anymore. And it gives many of us the opportunity to build a stronger relationship with our family. Even when numbers are troubling, there's an opportunity for us to appreciate science and to realize that you know what, we should invest in science, and we have to protect the house we all share, this earth. I feel like there is a wisdom even when we lose someone, which is troubling. I feel the idea of us going to meet God again and going to be with Him, and there is something good in the other side. It's really, I am not naive, but it has a sense of excitement that you know what, you are moving from a limited stage to an infinite one, from speaking about God to meeting to be with God, and to have the absolute level of belief. There's an excitement. This is why I feel like there is a gift here, and I think we can choose to recognize the gift that we have, or choose to look to it from a very pessimistic perspective. I feel like there is many good things around. Everyone around us has the special gift, and if we choose to share this gift with each other, I feel like we'll be very rich. All of us will be rich. When people introduce me or any speaker, they intend to highlight that this speaker did this and that. And each time I hear the introduction, I really feel like each member, each one here in this gathering needs an introduction because there is so many things you achieved personally. You have so many gifts, but unfortunately, with this context, we intend to highlight the achievement of one of us. I will be frank to say, many of you most likely are ahead of the speakers in terms of contribution, relationship with God. Each time I stand before the congregation in the Islamic Center, I really have this belief in my heart. I feel like most of them, I hope, maybe even all of them are ahead in terms of their relationship with God. They have more righteousness, but it seems like they have this gift of keeping their righteousness really confidential. Even when we dealing with troubling politics, and when people are some at least making no sense at all, I feel like there is a gift there. At least people are speaking their mind, and they give us an opportunity to debate their position, to articulate an argument against their what one might say crazy positions. Any doctors would love to deal with a sickness with symptoms. No one, no doctors would love to deal with a very severe but quiet cancer. And even in our society today, when we have certain people raising a really a voice we thought does not really exist within our community, I feel like there's an opportunity, and we should be all excited about those people protesting against freedom, really, and questioning science. I think them speaking their mind and expressing disagreement is an opportunity for all of us, an opportunity for us to debate this position, an opportunity for us to move from disliking to disagree to having disagreement, and we can be comfortable all of the time. Even when people, I had a chat with someone pro-life aggressively, really a very ultra conservative, and I said to her, I am pro-life, but also I support each individual taking his or her own decision. I am not in the business of dictating anyone's life. If it comes to me, I will take my own decision. But I think we should give everyone an opportunity to make up her mind or his mind, and to take their own decisions. And we should be comfortable having disagreement all of the time without disliking anyone. I disagree with people every day. And when someone said, well, how can you deal with people in far right and the far left, and you claim that you are comfortable? I said, really, I am, because I intend to focus on issue and the ideas. I really tackle ideas. I disagree with position. I dislike certain positions, but I have good feeling toward anyone. So this has led me to be comfortable, and to speak my mind all of the time. I have a very loud argument, but with a soft voice. This is what we need. Make the argument really strong and loud, but without really disliking anyone. This is why even when people speak about COVID-19, I think we should all realize this. Mr. COVID taught us many things, taught us that there is no discrimination really. There is no discrimination. COVID-19 does not intend to attack certain part of the society. It seems like we are all equal after all, without realizing this. Look into the people being infected with the disease. We are all equal. And if there is a lesson to be learned from coronavirus, I think we can all learn that, do you know what, we are all one family, and we cannot be well. You cannot be well and safe without all of us being well and safe. You can sit in your home all day long, but no one of us will be able to survive the rest of his or her life in his or her house. One day we have to get out. And it seems like it's so obvious that no one of us can be safe until all are safe. Even if someone is really selfish, I feel like attacking a disease is good for you. Why? Because if you really love yourself so much, you have to eliminate the concept of disease from anywhere. And in this case, you will be safe and you enjoy your life. It's very simple, and it doesn't really need so much intellectual argument. You don't need to go through any secret tax, just being a good human being. Someone last Friday asked me to explain how can be a good believer, and I said a good believer is someone wearing a very nice special perfume. When you wear a nice perfume, you don't have to say to anyone, my perfume smells good. They have to smell it, then they compliment you. You don't have to say to them, I bought this perfume from a very fancy store. Do you know what? I spent $1,000. The perfume has to speak for itself. You cannot argue a good perfume without people really enjoying the smell. A good individual, in my opinion, someone with a very beautiful smell. Anyone come and interact with him or her really intend to benefit from him or her. The neighbor loves you, and the people you are teaching or learning from loves you. The people you are working with loves you. The people you are serving loves you. I think this is a nice perfume and doesn't really need so much justification. Believe me, it has a good smell. No, you don't have to say it has a good smell. We have to sense this from you. This is why you don't have to be a scholar, just being a good human. And a good human is each one of us, really. A good human is someone commit mistakes. And often, sometimes he gets it right or she does really well, and sometimes does not. But when we do good, we express appreciation to the divine creator. When we do things wrong, we say we are sorry. We admit that we are wrong and we move on, and God loves everyone. And it's an opportunity for you to become a better individual. So the idea that certain people are really good and the others, I feel like all of us can be good. People trying to do righteousness all of the time. And the people struggling to do righteousness, both of them are good. But they have to be honest with themselves. I feel like it's a good opportunity for everyone. If God bless you with a nice spouse, you be grateful and you appreciate what God bless you with. If he or she is really a troublemaker, you said, you know what, maybe it's an opportunity for me to build the new muscles, a stronger muscles, and it's an opportunity for me to create a new skills, and you become a better individuals. I feel like sometime when we go through an intensive experience, it's like any of us going to the gym to sweat really hard. No one of us like the smell of the sweating, but all of us hope that we end up losing weight. I hope it's working for you. It is not working for me so far. Well, the idea here is when we work really hard running or juggling or hiking, we get tired. But what keeps everyone going is the outcome. You know what? I will have a better body. You know what? Maybe it's an opportunity for me to lose some weight. This is what's keeping everyone. I feel like when we face a challenge, I think if we focus on the outcome, we will be able to go through the challenge comfortably and calm. Why? Because there is a gift. Even when dealing with difficulty, it's an opportunity for you and I to identify certain skills. I My wife used to go shopping all of the time. I mean, for the house. I never did. And after we started dealing with COVID-19, I felt like the only way to get out of the house is to go shopping. And now I start to learn this. Well, I feel like a good believer is a very happy individual. Being happy does not mean healthy, does not mean wealthy, but does mean it means, in my opinion, a heart has the ability to be in contact with God, being mindful of the wisdom of God, being mindful of a good outcome. And when we always feel like our best day is really ahead, and you know what, we enjoy the memory that we have, and we are willing to face any challenges, and we care deeply about everyone around us. I love my belief, and I love and am proud of the Islamic teaching. When I deal with anyone practicing any other belief, I try to remind myself all of the time that she loves her belief as well. She is proud of her belief as well. I might disagree with her, I might disagree with him, but I should give both them in the same position of mine that I have. I am proud of mine. She has the right to be proud of her belief. And you know what, I'm comfortable with the way that I have in my life so far. We should appreciate the opportunity to interact. If we choose to speak with people like us all of the time, I don't think it will have a room for improvement at all. I feel like by speaking with people that we disagree with, by interacting with everyone around us, it's like coaching, like entering an intensive course, and the outcome is good for all. It's really good for all. This is why I feel like a good belief automatically will lead to an optimism. You will become an optimistic individual if you really have a good belief, because you feel like what you are part of it. You are not all of it. And this life is part of it. It is not all of it. Do you know what? When someone said, do you know what, how can we speak about the hereafter and from a good perspective? I said to him, if you ask anyone, you know, and you have to agree with me here, that each one of us spend at least 8 months or 9 months in her or his mother's tummy through the pregnancy. We were very comfortable. I know that you don't remember, but you were very comfortable back then. When we left this special home, the uterus of our moms, we were not happy, by the way. We cried. All of us did. You were crying really loudly, Sandy. You did. All of us did. We cried. And after a while, we start to be comfortable here because we realized that, you know what, we can travel comfortably. This is it's a bigger home. Who wants to go back to this tiny place in his mother or her mother's tummy? I feel like the hereafter is like this. We are so worried. We are throwing a fit. We are crying even when we mention death. But maybe it's very much like the relationship we have with our the opinion that we have about the time we spend in our mother tummy. This is why I feel comfortable to say we should be happy today, and I think tomorrow even will be a happier day. This pandemic we will continue to deal with. We'll continue to identify, create, and recognize new skills each one of us has. The many opportunities being opened because of COVID-19. Maybe COVID-19 taught us to give people with disease some attention. People struggling worldwide, and no one was speaking really about them. We are all troubled, and we have the right to be troubled because of 255,000 Americans lost their life. But do you know how many individuals passed away in Africa and in different parts of the world due to disease? Troubling numbers. At least now the entire community worldwide putting their energy to come with this vaccine. I hope after COVID-19, we can all put our hand together, our act together, to come with vaccine will eliminate disease from any community. And I think we have enough food to eat. We have enough water to drink. I don't mean by we us here in Middle Tennessee, but we as a human family. I think we really do. Maybe we have to realize that we are all brothers and sisters. Maybe the main point is really to be convinced that we are brothers and sisters. I believe that all of us came from Adam and Eve. I don't think any of you will have different opinion. I guess we have to all agree about that. All of us came from Adam and Eve. If we all came from Adam and Eve, well, then we are all brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters here is not a nice terminology that we use when referring to one another. It's actually a fact. So when you disagree with anyone around you, please remember you are having disagreement with your brother. You are having disagreement with your sister. Calm down. Take it easy. This is not the end of it. Calm down. Why? Because you know what? It has to be a disagreement within the family. I know this is the week of Thanksgiving, and the people intend to be mindful of counting their blessing, and I feel strongly that we are all blessed. Really, we are. To have each other, to have the opportunity to communicate. We are blessed to have a technology, to have internet, to have this Zoom, and to have. I think this is a blessing from God. How many of us before COVID-19 identify a very short meeting with a friend as a blessing? How many of us recognize even shaking someone's hand as a blessing? How many of us recognize that having a nice discussion without being worried about any disease coming from the other person and literally will become mean, trying to be away from me, no touch? How many of us recognize that having even this nice, a short chat is a blessing? I think this is why I feel like with belief comes optimism. I feel like we will all be good when we have When we believe, in my case, I believe in the oneness of God. I believe in the life after this. I'm very comfortable because I feel like God is in control. But in God, in my opinion, is not a mean God. God, in my opinion, is a God loves everyone. Wants to give you a chance. So if you did something bad last week, just fix it. Say I'm sorry, I did something wrong, and move on. If you say sorry, God will accept. Just God is waiting for you in the Quran. God mentioned in chapter 2 a very fascinating verse when he said, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. You know what God literally said? I am near you. I am waiting for your call. So just God waiting for your call. You can say now, I am sorry about what I did. And God will grant you forgiveness. And life will be different. You will see life from a complete different perspective. But we will be in this together because we will realize that we are family. We will realize that we have so much to appreciate, and we can realize that we can disagree. And the idea of us, if you want to be nice, you have to agree with everyone around you is a fantasy, in my opinion. You have to disagree and to disagree comfortably, but we have to differentiate between disagreement and being mean. My sister-in-law is vegetarian, and I love steak. Sometimes we go out to eat, and she enjoy her vegetable, and I enjoy my steak, and we don't dislike each other because of her choice or mine. Can we have disagreement in our discussion, like the vegetable and the steak, please? And let us live in harmony. This is why I feel like even through the stress, while people unfortunately lack the ability to interact with each other physically as often or as normal as we used to do, I think maybe having this for short time is an opportunity for us to recognize what we have. It's an opportunity for us to recognize what we have. It's an opportunity for us to recognize that many people are living with disease. They need your attention, our attention. We are all panicking about this COVID because it seems like everyone become aware of it. Maybe we have to invest in becoming aware of the challenges many communities are facing. But you can be happy while healthy or sick, wealthy or not. Be happy with what we have because you are special. And I think if each one of us start to believe in this, you are a very special human being. You are really special. There is many things good about you. And let us magnify what's good, eliminate what's bad, and move forward. And I am looking forward to any questions any of you will have. And I hope it will be an easy one. I hope I will be able to answer them. If not, I will say to you, no, to you, I can't. And I am really delighted for the opportunity, and I appreciate the invitation and looking forward to the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My goodness, what an incredible, uplifting message today. Really, really appreciate that. Let us join together in singing our song, Our World is One World.
Our world is one world. What touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about, the clouds that cover us, the rain that falls. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affect us all. The way we build our attitudes with love or hate we make, a bridge or wall. Our world is one world. Its ways of wealth affect us all. The ways we spend, the ways we share, who are the rich and poor who stand or fall. Our world is one world, just like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many holes, but where our hearts can hear a different call. This is all of our world, all of our world. It's all of our world. Yes, this is all of our world. It's all of our world. It's all of our world. This is all of our world.
What a lovely version of that song. This ends the live stream portion of today's service. Our Zoom host will now turn off the YouTube link. So thank you to those of you